Welcome to the 2020-21 school year. This school year is going to be a little different than the other school years. We have some new safety guidelines and different protocols that we'll have to get used to.
Guidelines for wearing masks are everyone is required to wear masks, whether they're a student, a teacher, or another staff member, unless they have a mask exemption form, which is a specific document put out by special services signed by a medical professional. But otherwise, everyone will be wearing a mask from the moment they enter the building, through all their classes, in the hallways, in the public areas, except for when they're eating their lunch. They are able to take their masks off at that time.
And for lunches, there will be a new place of where we'll eat.
Lunches are going to be in the classroom. So each hallway is going to have lunch at a different time. So it will still be in third hour like always, and then we will release one hallway at a time to go get lunch from the cafeteria, bring back and eat it in the classroom under the teacher's supervision.
And to make sure we stay sanitized before, during, and after school, students will have to
wash their hands with soap and water, obviously, and long enough. So some of the suggestions I've heard are sing the happy birthday song, say the ABCs in your head, and also our classrooms will have hand sanitizer as well. So we have multiple ways you can stay safe and keep your hands clean.
And not only do we have to keep our hands clean, but we also have to social distance.
We prefer you to be 6 feet apart, but we know we have a lot of students in our schools and that isn't always possible. We have signs and arrows in the hallway, so we'll have one-way traffic flow, and then we will have people in the hallway monitoring and just keeping students moving and not congregating.
And to help keep students moving, passing time will be shorter.
So we're going to have about 4 minutes, but we will not be using lockers to start the year. So everybody will have their own backpack that they'll carry from class to class. And then at the end of the day, we'll have a staggered dismissal time. So at 2:10, we will have the first load buses go, as well as any athletes or after-school activities. And then at 2:15, we'll have car drivers leave. And then at 2:20, we will have the second and third bus loads go. And kids are going to report to their first hour class right away in the morning.
If the bus is your main transportation, here is how it will go.
As far as the students go, they are going to be required to wear their face mask as they get on the bus. They will use the hand sanitizer that is supplied for them as they get on the bus, and then they will go to an assigned seat. Every student will have a place on the bus that they will be required to stay in. So when you get on the bus the first day, most of the students will go to the back of the bus. We'll generally start filling up the bus from the back to the front and keeping a social distancing, if you will, when they get on the bus. And then after they've been on there for that day, the bus driver then will write their name on the bus itself, on the inside above the windows. So they'll be able to go back in the next day, see where their name is above the window, and sit down in that seat.
Each of the bus drivers will also be making sure that they keep themselves and the bus sanitized and COVID-free.
So what the bus drivers will be doing is at the end of every route, they will be sweeping up the bus, wiping down all the high-touch areas, and then the bus is sanitized at the end of every route. And then as far as the bus driver goes, he will have a face mask on himself, and you might see bus drivers with gloves on if they choose to wear those. And then some of the bus drivers are going to be utilizing face shields with the face masks at the same time. And that, of course, is the PPEs that those bus drivers will be wearing.
However, with these new guidelines, there will be some struggles.
Probably the biggest thing will be mask wearing, because that is a requirement inside. So if a student does not want to wear a mask, then they can always choose Rockford Virtual, and we can help them with that. But if it's just the case of they forgot a rule or they need a rule reiterated to them, then we're going to try to help with that as best we can. But we want everybody, staff and students, to feel safe when they return.
Now knowing what it will be like returning back, we can all say,
it's good to be back in school, so we're, I think, all willing to do it. And so we're very grateful for our families that are sending kids back to us and trusting us, and we're going to do everything we can to keep everyone safe.